My hair literally looks like a lion's mane right now. Hey guys, it's Aveen. Welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do a kind of quick video just talking about how I stay fit here in Bali. So yeah, obviously my fitness regime changes quite a lot depending on where I am. I've been traveling quite a lot the past 4 months, so it is, it changes depending on where I am and what facilities I have access to. So like many spiritual, health conscious, vegan, okay, I'm only joking, but like many people who come to Ubud in Bali, I am doing a lot of yoga here. So there's like tons of yoga studios here. For anyone who isn't familiar with the scene in Bali, it's pretty much raw desserts and yoga everywhere. So I decided I would, join in the yoga craze. I love Banana Blondie, she does obviously she's a yogi and I just think she's awesome, so I thought to myself, why not try out a bit of yoga? It's something different. I love a challenge. So the main kind of yoga studio here in Ubud would probably be Yoga Barn. Now there are loads, they're just everywhere. But the main kind of yoga hub seems to be Yoga Barn. So Yoga Barn is basically like Neverland. Like if you've ever seen Peter Pan and like the part when they're like flying down into Neverland, it's a bit like that at Yoga Barn. It's very, very hippie-ish, and it's very kind of chill and it's very spiritual. So I would kind of be considered a hippie at home, but like I'm not really a hippie compared to the Yoga Barn scene. So I bought myself a 10 class pass. You have 10 classes that you can go to. You can go to any of the classes. Basically there's about 1 million classes there on a day in all their different yoga studios. There's a big list. So basically some of the ones, I have 1 class left because I'm leaving Ubud in a few days. But basically some of the yoga classes that I've done at Yoga Barn have been Vinyasa yoga, Hatha yoga, power yoga, acro yoga, which I've done twice. I've also done Hatha yoga twice. What else? I did gong bath meditation, and I also did, oh, I did restorative yoga. Okay, let me just talk about restorative yoga for a second. It was the first yoga class I took, and it was basically like putting yourself into these really, really uncomfortable positions. It wasn't like yoga I'd ever done before. Like I'd done a bit of yoga before, but this was just not like anything I've done before. And it was like putting yourself into these really uncomfortable positions and just staying there for staying like that for 5 minutes and trying to just forget about the fact that you're in pain. I think that was the goal of the class, but I wasn't loving it anyway. But yeah, I absolutely loved Hatha yoga, I loved Vinyasa yoga, I loved power yoga as well, even though it was power yoga, Acro yoga was so much fun. It was like, it wasn't like Hatha yoga or Vinyasa yoga or anything like that. It was about doing exercises to kind of build up your acrobatic capabilities through yoga poses with partners and stuff. So we did some pretty cool acrobatic shapes. Like I even did a kind of handstand, like on someone's hands, like up in the air, upside down. It was really cool. In power yoga, we did stuff like, it was power yoga. It was pretty physical. And we practiced more handstands during that class. I'm kind of at the level where I'm doing it against the wall. So actually, like, I'm surprised at how quickly I've advanced handstand wise, because that's just not my thing, handstands at all. It's just something I've never been able to do before. I have no power in these like tiny little arms. So yeah, handstands is kind of always going to be my weak point. But now I've kind of learned how to shift the support into more of my lower body and my core. So yeah, I've definitely advanced. And this morning I did a Hatha yoga class, and I had the same teacher that I had for power yoga, so she's really into the handstands. So we did handstands, and I was able to do a handstand against the wall. Like, it took a few kicks, a few flailing kicks madly in the air, but I did get there. Without the wall though, I don't know, I'm not gonna think about that yet. So yeah, I've been doing at least one yoga class a day. So I feel like, oh my god, it looks like I'm naked when I do that. So, you know, I know that Jordan Ryder said a lot that, you know, you can't get fit like doing yoga. Obviously, if you're like 200 pounds overweight, you're not gonna do yoga to lose weight. I don't know, that maybe I'm wrong, but that just wouldn't be the first thing that springs to mind. But if you're like just normal, like yoga is really physical. You need so much strength, you need so much endurance. Like I've been doing weightlifting and, you know, sports and stuff my whole life, and I find yoga difficult. There's some stretches that you need like so much concentration for. It's like a different like kind of exercise sensation that you get from, say, you know, football or running or cycling. It's a different kind of exercise, and I'm really, really liking it. I'm like definitely gonna keep yoga up after this. And it's really like the idea of practicing. That's what's so important about yoga. That's what I've taken from the past 2 weeks that I've done yoga here. Yoga is a practice. It's all about like, it's not about getting into your class and smashing the workout or whatever. Each class is like a step towards something else, you know? It's just like you're practicing all the time for every class, and I never thought I would like come out with something as, you know, spiritually filled as that. But here I am. Yeah, I'm talking about practice and yoga. So definitely some of the more kind of intensive yogas have been vinyasa and power yoga, obviously power yoga. Hatha is really nice. It's still like very demanding, but it's like it does quite repetitive poses and repetitive sequences and kind of, you know, logical kind of sequences, and I really like that. So I've done 2 Hatha yoga classes. I also did in Yoga Barn gong bath meditation, which obviously isn't exercise at all, and I'm like the worst meditator like in the world. Like I'm the biggest daydreamer. I cannot lie there in silence with, you know, gongs going off and not think about what I'm gonna do tomorrow, where I'm gonna travel to next, what I'm gonna do after the class, what did I do yesterday, what can I do to make this better, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, meditation is definitely something, I don't know, I definitely need to work on. And also, in terms of yoga and exercise, I mean, guys, just look at Banana Blondie. Does she look like she's not getting results from yoga? I don't think so. And like, there are so many like insanely fit people at these classes with the most incredibly lean bodies, and like they do nothing but yoga. So the second part of kind of my exercise regime, it's not really a regime, it's just kind of what I'm doing here, is cycling. So basically I'm cycling everywhere here. I'm cycling to Yoga Barn, back to my my room. I'm cycling to like whatever fruit market or whatever shop. I'm cycling absolutely everywhere. Now I'd say I'm doing about, I'm not like miles, my room isn't miles away from Yoga Barn either. It's not like I'm cycling, it's not like I'm doing a commute every single day from my room to Yoga Barn. But I'm doing like, you know, I'd say altogether, I'm doing about 30 kilometers a day. Just, you know, there's the odd hill in Ubud, and you know, you go up there and you're like, oh my god, dying off the top of it. Then like after you do one, it's fine, the rest are fine. So yeah, I do that in the morning if I'm cycling to my class. I cycle back to my class, I cycle to the, okay, you get the gist. I'm cycling about 25 kilometers easy per day. Now I have done 2 kind of longer cycles. Normally I like to get in like at least 100 kilometers a week, but for example during the summer, whenever I was doing a cycle on the weekend on my time off, I would do like 130 kilometers, no problem, you know, and I really enjoyed that. And then during the week I'd do maybe a few 30 kilometers. Here, because I don't have my clip-in pedals because they were lost in transportation, which I'm really angry about. Okay, not angry, but it just kind of ruined the cycling aspect of this trip. So yeah, I'll talk about that in another video though. Basically I just have my regular pedals, which it's so difficult to switch from clip-in pedals back to regular pedals, especially like I wanted to cycle to this place called Mount Batur, which is like 50 kilometers away, and like that's like no problem, 50 kilometers there, 50 kilometers back. That's like a day trip for me. But literally it's like a steady like uphill, and like I love hills. But doing that in Asics and with regular pedals with a backpack on my back and my camera, in like the Bali heat. It was awful. I wasn't enjoying it at all. I was in like a bad mood. And like it wasn't that I found it tough, it just wasn't fun. You know, like my feet were slipping everywhere. Oh yeah, and another thing, the screw for my saddle was also lost in transportation. So I have this other thing, I went to a bike shop and they gave me this other thing to like kind of clip and, you know, tighten it, but that isn't working at all and my saddle keeps like slipping down. So yeah, basically I'm not going on any long cycles in Bali, unfortunately. Then the other day I cycled to a water temple and that was about 30-40 kilometers, but that's the only like long cycle, like not even long, but like it's the only cycling outings that I've done so far here in Bali. Like obviously I want to stay really fit and I'm staying really fit by what I'm doing here, like the yoga and the cycling every day. You know, I'm fruitarian here, so I'm not like, I don't want to kind of stuff in carbs. I'm like here just kind of to relax and let my body recover from, you know, summer work and whatever else is going on. So yeah, I'm totally fine with that fitness routine, the cycling and the yoga. If you have any questions, just leave them down below. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!